Hi guys, sorry we started a little late. I'm Katrina Russell, and I wanted to do this webinar because I really wanted to show you all how you can promote your business online using this platform. And just to tell you a little bit about myself, I am a network marketer. I've been that for years. And I really have a passion for helping other network marketers and really helping other entrepreneurs, whether you're in traditional business or non-traditional business, helping those entrepreneurs succeed. And so that's why I like this platform. But I really, really want you all to hear these three guys speak. They are all amazing. And so I'm going to turn it over to them. And right before we get started, we're probably going to talk a lot about money. So I want to give this little disclaimer. Um, just because we've made a certain amount in this business does not guarantee that you're going to make that amount. And so just keep that in mind. It really depends on you in this business. So keep that in mind as we talk about the things we're going to talk about. And I want to turn it over to Nestor. So it's all yours, Nestor.
Thank you, Katrina. Thank you so much. Like Katrina said, we are going to be talking about money, so we have to be out front with everything, and income disclaimers. So in people's pages, there should be like an income disclaimer link. If not, then you can just go to www.empowernetwork.com/income. But and that's only because usually results are not typical, right? And of course, you don't want to be really typical. Just 1 second, Katrina. I think we are hearing we're hearing an echo. I'm gonna mute you, okay? And actually, people are not looking at you. Okay, there you go. Perfect. And people weren't seeing me. I have the camera on now. Okay, there's still a little echo going on. Let me go ahead and mute everybody up. Okay, so there you go. So perfect. Like Katrina said, my name is Nestor Idome, also known as the Make Money from Home Dad, and I want to just welcome you. We appreciate that you're taking your time, you're taking a part of your evening that you could be doing something else to be here and educate yourself a little bit more about ways that you're able to make money. And you're going to listen to my story, Katrina's story, and everybody else's story right now. And it's a very good idea to be taking some notes because as the stories are told, we are going to also share some tips and tricks and also share what really works right now online. And so you are going to want to take some notes. But first of all, everybody wants to make some money online, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure you want to make money. Everybody wants to make some extra money, especially with the Christmas season that's coming. A lot of people are, a little bit of money that you can make on the side would be great. Hold on for just 1 second. Sorry about that. My daughter, my 5-year-old daughter, likes to sing right here. But that's what it is about making money while you're staying at home, right? Because this is everybody right here that you're looking at. I'm pretty sure they're at home, and that's a great thing about this. That's another pointer. But back when I started to really dwell into learning how to make money specifically from home, I basically closed my eyes one day and I just imagined into the future, and that's something that you could do right now. And I just asked myself, how would my life look and feel if I wouldn't have to have a job or go to a job, or have to wake up early in the morning, go to traffic to be able to make money, right? I closed my eyes and I was just imagining a way and how it would feel to be able to create the necessary money and more that I needed to cover all my bills, to be able to live from home and not worry about anything. And that's a life that I always wanted to live into. And right now, I'm there. I'm actually living at. I'm actually making money from home, but I'm not exactly at the point I want to be, right? Because I'm making the part that I need to make from home in order to pay my bills. My next step is to be able to get my wife home, right? That's the next step to be able to get my wife home. But it wasn't always like this. As the journey started, as my journey started, I tried a lot of businesses because I believed that make a business, being an entrepreneur was key. And it is key to be able to create enough money in your life. But I want you to learn from my story because I know that it doesn't matter what business you're in, you're probably going to be able to relate. Especially if you have already been in business like a network marketing, direct sales, or any other type of business. Because why my story starts is I started to read this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad from Robert Kiyosaki, and that book just blew my mind, and I connected so much to it because of the school system, and what it talked about, and how I wanted my life to be. So as I started to follow Robert Kiyosaki and started to actually buy all his books and following all his teachings, I actually started to do something that he taught, which was basically instead of going to a job just to make money, I decided to do what he did, which was to earn while you learn. So as I started going to jobs, I actually started to open up my eyes and seeing what skills I could learn that were going to teach me the skills of making money, right, of becoming an entrepreneur. And as time went by, I thought I was doing the right thing. And I'm going to share with you in a few minutes exactly what my biggest mistake was, and something that a big pitfall that I don't want you guys to fall into. But as time went by, I started to create businesses because that's what Robert Kiyosaki taught, right? You got to mind your own business. So as I went by and as I started to do that, I started to create several businesses. One of them was a vending machine business where I actually got to the point where I had 40 locations around the city, and it was bringing okay money, but it really wasn't exactly what I wanted. I wanted a little bit more because it wasn't giving me enough money to be able to stay from home. So as I started to go on, I started other different ventures. I was learning more until I got to a point where I told my wife, you know what, why don't we sell the house, right? Get the equity and buy yourselves a real business, right? And at the point that sounded like a great idea, and it probably would have been if I would have been prepared, which is another point that I want to bring up in a little bit later, because you got to be prepared, right? Because when preparation meets opportunity, that's when you are successful. That's when you blow up, right? And even though I did have the skills, because as I was learning how to become a manager. I was learning how to manage my finances. I was learning all these skills. I wasn't learning one skill that is the number one skill that you're going to have to learn if you want to make money in any type of business, and if you want to make money from home. Okay, so I'm going to share that in just a few seconds right now. But so we sold the house. I moved my wife into my parents' house, which that's another problem totally, in itself. You never want to move on to your parents' house when you're married. But so what I ended up doing, I decided to hold on. Okay, hold on. I'm talking. Yes. Hold on. Okay, go. Sorry, my daughter's interrupting me. So what ended up happening? We got all the money from our equity. We bought ourselves a restaurant. And I started to work on it. I was at the beginning. I was proud. I was feeling like I was living the American dream, right? Because finally I had a restaurant. I was working towards a better future for myself. But then it started to. I started to see a lot of stuff that I really didn't anticipate, which I see a lot of people doing. They don't anticipate the work that you got to put into a business, right? I didn't see that you needed to, even though I went in there knowing that I needed to manage employees, I needed to get the taxes done, I needed to do it. I didn't realize how much it would take. It took so much energy. And it became one of the worst times of my life because all of a sudden I was working way more than I was at an actual job. Right? I started to work 12-hour days, 14-hour days sometimes. I was working 7 days a week, and instead of me being able to be at home, I know it's a little noisy right here, but hold on for just a second. Sorry about that, guys. I got so as I started doing it, how I started to feel as like more of a slave of my own restaurant, a slave of my own business, because I was starting to actually move away from my original why, my original dream, which was to be at home making money, and I was actually doing more over there, and so when I used to go home, I was just so exhausted. I was tired, right? Like a lot of you guys probably are when you get from work, right? You're so tired that you don't have time for anything else. You don't have time, let alone for to build another business, right? That's what I hear a lot of people, trying to build a part-time business right after they come from work. But it's very difficult to be able to do that when you're working so hard, right? So that's why it's I kind of appreciate the people who are able to do that, because it does, and that's something that you gotta go into it thinking that what, it's gotta be hard. But with that, you gotta start to design your life, right? You have to start to really look at and imagine what you really want in life and how that's gonna be, and that's how that's gonna show up. So as I started doing that, I got to a point where I was just basically tired of that. I said, you know what, enough's enough. It's been 5 years. I'm actually moving more away from my goals. My wife and I were starting to like drift apart. Right. By this time, I already had my oldest daughter. I was not being there for her when the whole point was I wanted to be there for them. So I still knew that there was a better way, right? I still knew that there was a better way, and so what I ended up doing is I sold the restaurant. I was able to sell the restaurant and really think about what I really wanted, right? I really kind of sat down and say, what is it that that I really want, and why was my business not able to succeed how I wanted to succeed, right? So the number one lesson that I actually learned from that is that eventually what happened is that I learned that my business wasn't succeeding because it wasn't getting enough traffic, right? It wasn't getting enough traffic, which kind of bring me to this point that marketing is one of the biggest, let's say, education, or the biggest skill that you can build if you're gonna be an entrepreneur. A lot of people go into this business, and I see this happening all the time, where they hear that I'm a business owner, right? Like I had a restaurant, and they start telling me how their friends like their food, right? They're like, I love this food, I love this, I have all this, I can prepare these food, and everybody loves it, and everybody tells me that I should open up a restaurant, right? And my first question is like, what kind of experience do you have in restaurant? And they're like, none. It's like, and then my second question is like, do you know anything about marketing? It's like, no. It's like, because marketing is actually what's gonna get you there, right? Only because your food is great, it doesn't mean that the people are just gonna drive into your business, right? That's why one of the biggest things, one of the biggest powerful tools of Empower Network is that they have the marketing school, right? It's a marketing, not even a school, it's a marketing university, right? Teaching you everything, all the skills you need to be able to be able to make money, right? So how does that have to do? What does that all this have to do with making money by blogging? Well, that's exactly what I kind of wanted to share is that the power about blogging is that's kind of what I found out, right? Because as I was searching this, as I was searching all from when I sold my business and coming over here, all of a sudden how I did it was I got in a hangout just like this one, right? Where this hippie guy was talking, right? This hippie guy who was talking about how he made so much money in blogging, and it just intrigued me, because I was like, how in the world can you make money from blogging, right? Because I kind of knew about blogging, but I really didn't know a lot about it, right? But yet this guy was making millions of dollars, in blogging, and just sharing his thoughts, sharing his information, right? And so as I started to deal more into it, I started to find out that all these like a whole different world was out there waiting for me and waiting for you and waiting for just anybody who really wanted to take these skills and apply them into their business and anything they wanted to do and be able to start sharing their story out there and making money as you blog, right? Because the great thing about a blog is that it's the same concept in any kind of business. You have something, right? You have your storefront, because how I see it that like my blog, my website is like my storefront, like my restaurant. And even though now I have the skills necessary to go back to a restaurant world and make it work, I don't see myself going back there, only because of that. It's just 100 times more work than what I do now, because now I have this virtual storefront where it's the same thing. I sell products, right? Before I sold food, now I sell virtual products, and all I gotta do is share enough value, right? And learn about marketing and drive traffic to this blog, and entertain people. So it's so much fun. It's so much fun because back when I had the restaurant, one of the things that I used to love is when people used to come into the restaurant, and I used to talk to them and get to know them. I used to get to know them. We used to talk about their family. They used to bring their kids, and it was so much fun getting to know them. And that's how I created some of the best customers till this day. After 3 years that I sold my restaurant, I still meet some of my previous customers from the restaurant, and they just get so excited to see me. And they tell me how sad they are that the restaurant, that I sold the restaurant, because it's not the same, right? So now I'm bringing that into my blog, and I'm like, that's what it's all about. I'm building relationships. I'm building rapport with people. I'm building friendships, right? That's gonna last forever, and I'm providing a service that they're gonna use. I'm providing a way to make money, and that's what it's all about. And that's exactly what I do, and that's exactly what you could do. And it doesn't matter what business you're in. You could be in a network marketing business. You could be in a direct sales business. It doesn't really matter. You can be in real estate. You're still building relationships. You're still building a business, and it doesn't matter what business it is. You need to have two things. First of all, you need to have a storefront, because if you're using your company's website, then you're losing a lot of stuff. And I'm going to show you right now in a few seconds. I'm going to tell you one, and I'm almost done, so I can pass it on. And the second thing is that you need marketing. You need to learn and to be a student of marketing and advertising, and that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. A lot of people think, oh, sales is no, it's not. If you're going to be a serious entrepreneur, you're going to learn marketing. The Apple, the CEO of Apple, right? Steve Jobs, expert in marketing. That's what got him there. He knew how to sell. He knew how to market, right? Bill Gates, expert in marketing. Dale, expert in marketing. That guy who, I don't know what his name is, the guy who created the Starbucks, he knew that there was a market, and what did he do? He was an expert marketer. He created a whole culture around coffee. Marketer. Every single CEO, the best CEOs that you see who create grand businesses, it's marketing. And where can you get this marketing education? Because companies don't give that out. It's Empower Network, right? So I don't know where you're watching this. Most likely, if you're watching it in somebody else's team, there's probably a button below this video. I know that in my page, if you're watching it from my page, there's a button right here on the side that you can actually start right now, right? So if you want to start, you can push that button either on the side or on the bottom. Take out your credit card, right? Go into that form, fill out that form, and then put all your information in there and get yourself that blogging system, because that's the number one thing you need. You need a blog. You need a storefront. I'm going to show you right now. I'm not done. I'm going to show you why. And the second thing is you got to put all the information in there so you can start in there. And then I would suggest to purchase and get yourself as many as the educational platforms that are in there to be able to get that. But what I'm going to do, what I'm going to share right now is why. Sorry, I'm listening. There you go. Why you need a platform is because I'm going to tell you a little story really quick right now. Very quick story about a real estate agent. And this real estate agent is my friend. He's the one who actually helped me sell my first house and then buy this house that I'm living in right now. And the only reason that I was be able to stay in contact with him within 5 years is because I kept his business card, because I liked him so much. I kept his business card, but I would have lost track of him because he was always promoting the franchise that was in. And within those five years, he actually jumped about like 4 different companies until he ended up in what is now Remax, right? So what happened is that he was jumping from business to from business to business to business, and how are you gonna be able to contact him, right? If he had a blog where he's communicating with his people, it doesn't matter how many companies you jump, right? It doesn't matter where you're going. If you have your
Yes, I can
storefront,
hear you.
and that never changes. I'm sorry? You can't hear me?
Nah, can't hear you.
Oh, man. Okay. How long have you not been able to hear me? Okay. Can you hear me now? Okay, cool. Okay. Katrina saying she can hear me. All right, so really quick, I'm almost done. So that's the power of a blog. That's what I want you guys to take in, that no matter what business you're in, if you have your storefront, which is your website or a blog, you're able to take it with you no matter what business you go from, right? Because eventually, sometimes you might kind of change your mind, right? The same thing with my restaurant. I could have taken all those customers, which I didn't. I would have taken all those customers. I could have still been in contact with it. That's one of my biggest errors. But that's the power of the blog. That's what a blog can really do for you. That's how a blog can really change your life, right? And I'm pretty sure that the guys right here, they're going to share other ways that you can make money. But the way that you can make money is by having a storefront and selling something, right? So I want you to do it right now. It's just, push that button and get yourself the blog, and don't close this window so you can be listening to us, right? So go in there and get yourself the blogging platform so you can purchase it right now so you can feel good about yourself, all right? Knowing now that your business can really start to take off, all right? And if you're another person, just really quick, if you're a person who doesn't have a business, who really doesn't have anything, then here's a way that you can make money before we end this broadcast. As you can see, I'm selling something, right? I'm selling something for you. And what you can do is, once you finish purchasing that blogging system for yourself, I suggest you become an affiliate of Empower Network. And what that does is kind of give you the ability to resell this blogging system. And if I don't know who you're coming to, they can share a link with you. And then you can bring him to this video, and this video is being recorded, so it's got to stay up for the whole week. And you can start keeping inviting people in here, and as you can see, people are going to be buying this blogging system. And if you're the one who's sharing this link with them, you're the one who's going to get that commission. So that's a really very, very easy, quick way that you can make some money. All right. Yeah, very quick way that you can make some money. So make sure once you get yourself the blogging system, go ahead and become an affiliate of Empower Network. It should be a little button on the top page. Become an affiliate, and that's going to give you the rights. Just invite people to this thing. Very simple way to make money. You don't even know how to sell. You don't have to do nothing, no technical stuff, because as you can see, I'm selling for you right now, and my friends on the panel are going to be selling for you as well. So that's a very quick way for you to make money right now, okay? So with that, my friends, thank you so much. I'm Nestor, and I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Katrina again so she can go ahead and introduce the next panelist, okay? Thank you guys for listening to me.
Thank you, Nestor. You said a lot there, but one thing I did pick up on is you talked about pretty much a person's uniqueness in this blog, and that's really important because it is your uniqueness that's really your selling point, and that's what's going to draw people to you. And actually, that's why I have you three on the panel, us four, because we are all four very different people. And the next person I want to introduce is my wonderful sponsor. He knows I'm going to do this, but he has a very unique personality to him, very different from Nestor. He has this magical way of giving you tough love, and I was reminded last night of how tough his love can get. So without further ado, my wonderful sponsor, Terrence Freeman.
Hey, what's going on, guys? The tough love thing is a lie. It's just basically giving her the push, Hey, guys. Anyway, the reason I'm here and I'm excited, and why we're basically talking about what it is Ness was talking about. But before I get into all of that, I'm going to be quick. I'm going to basically share with you what's been working for me for the past 2-3 weeks. And why you should have a blog and why you should be hitting the button below now, and also the importance of having one. Guys, I figured some things out, and the best thing about having the blog is when you really start tweaking in your mindset mentally, they just start to appear. But anyway, my name is Terrence Freeman. I'm from New York City, born and raised. Did not graduate high school. Decided to do derelict stuff in the street. It paid off some bit for temporary bit of time because it is temporary. Got caught up in the system. Ended up working. Got a son now who's 14. Yada yada. That's all you guys need to hear from me. I'm a fireball. I've always been on fire. And my passion is what drives me. Whatever I feel that is right for me, the passion goes into it first. So what happened basically, after I you know, got locked up, I got out, I did what I had to do, I started working, you know, I realized how hard it really is. Especially if you don't have a college degree, you don't have the diploma, and not saying that people who don't have it are successful, because if you look at it, most of the people who are entrepreneurs aren't college graduates. Most of the people who own corporations right now that you are purchasing from or so forth, or using their product or services, did not graduate from college. Now, I basically got involved in multi-level marketing, which was a blessing because it molded me to where I am today, mentally, spiritually, and knowing that when you do things out of fear, that character that you build is exactly that, a character. You know what I'm saying? There's been so many times that I personally have said, I can't do that. I won't do that. But if you look at the sequence of the words of the sentence, I is that first word. You are in charge. And I picked that up being in multi-level marketing, guys. I picked that up listening to Miles Malone, guys. I picked that up listening to Big Heart, guys. I picked that up. And I went gun-ho with the company I was previously to what I'm doing today. Gun-ho. And I had a blast. I met wonderful people. It changed my mindset. It changed the way I believed the world would be for me. I started shaping my world. See, a lot of people in this planet really are just wandering around, working the 9 to 5, and realize that, you know, they don't even realize that there is a way to shape your own world. But the problem is that we get so caught up in their world, the world that doesn't even make sense to us. That is why people do what they do and become entrepreneurs and become leaders and become freedom fighters. You know why? Because it just doesn't make sense. So what is it that we have to do? We have to find something within ourselves that is going to drive us to take us to that next level. That's exactly what we have to do. So me being in multi-level marketing was one of the reasons why I got involved doing that. And I loved it. Went hard with it, did it, but after a few, 3, 4 years, I started feeling like a recycling bin. And you can't make people do anything. People will do what people do. You understand? And it's not what you say, it is exactly what it is that you do that make people follow you, in other words. You know, then you can say whatever it is you want, but if you're just showing that you're just saying and not doing what you're saying, that's coming out of your mouth, you know, and that's what basically I got caught up in that whirlwind in Monavi, and I had to reestablish what it is that I wanted to do. So boom, came along Empower Network. Now guys, the blessings about this blogging platform or even having a blog is that it belongs to you. No one owns that. It's yours. You paid for it. So you can put whatever it is that you feel that's in your heart. If you like talking about politics and you want to rant about politics, build up a blog on it. Learn how to use the system. Make money at the same time. I'm sure you want to make money. Everybody wants to make money. So I started in Empower Network in 2013 of January 16th is when I went in. Got my blogging platform, didn't know what to do. I never blogged before in my life because I came from the traditional way of marketing. So I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I'm going to do with it, but you know what? I started listening to the leaders. I started listening to the Inner Circle, which is the product that's past the block, in other words, because you're going to need motivation. You're going to need something to get you going. Don't you see that? That's why when people go to events, there's a reason why they go to events, right? Or even if you watching this now has gone to an event, there's a reason why you've gone to the event. It's to recharge your battery. Now, I don't know what business you're in right now. I'm not here to even trying to steer people away from businesses. What we're here to do is to show you a platform that is accepting all of you guys who are out there struggling to market the traditional way, doing the home meetings, doing the calling parties, doing the one-on-ones, and you're still not seeing results. You owe it to yourself, my friends. You owe it to yourselves to educate yourselves a little more with the blogging platform, because you're just not getting the blog. Once you're in, you'll see exactly more what you will get. But I'm not going to even tell you what more you will get, because I will leave that for the people who are watching this right now and are taking action right now and going to hit that button down below. And for the people who are watching this right now, you guys are on my blog. The button is right there. There's a button on top, the banner too. You can hit the banner above too. It's all there. And I will get in contact with you. My number is there. Don't hesitate. The bottom line is that the blogging platform molded me into becoming more of a self-aware entrepreneur. Because you can't just be an entrepreneur without self-awareness. That's why so many people fall for so many things. They just can't make it. I'm sure if you're watching this right now and you might be doing a company that you truly are passionate about, and you're still doing the same routine, but yet you still haven't gotten over that hump. Well, my friends, hit the link below, so this way you can have your blogging platform, and this way I can start showing you exactly what it is you're going to do with the blog. Look, let me share with you what I basically did real quick. I've been in Empower Network for about 2 years, so things, ideas start coming. They're gonna start coming to you as long as you continue driving for it, right? And what I did was I went to Amazon, right? And this is from the 15K formula, which is one of the modules that we have in our back office. But you will not know that unless you hit the link below, because I'm not going to tell you what modules we have in there, what products that we have in there, what education that is there to help you do better. I'm not going to tell you any of that, because you're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to make a decision. Now, the decision is you can continue staying average, or you can work your way to becoming outstanding. And that's where I want to be. That's where the people on my team, on Katrina's team, on Ness' team, want to be outstanding. So I was on Amazon, right? And this was Saturday? No, not Saturday. Yeah, I think it was Saturday or Sunday night. And what I did was I went on Amazon and I did exactly and that's why I love the 15K. I love the 15K. I'm not even going to tell you what's above the 15K, guys. You got to get in, okay? But anyway, I got I went into Amazon, and then I went into Amazon's bestsellers, books. The first book that popped up was the Anthony Robbins book. And I think it was Money Fast, something like that. So what I did was I took the title of that, but I tweaked it with what I was already thinking in here, because what that did for me, it helped my keywords. It got I got eyes on the blog, more eyes than the norm. You know, the 10, 12, 15. No, now there's a few. I would dare say 238 people saw my blog behind that. Now the thing is that let's say you want to promote your your company. Let's say you're in Gano Light. No, not Gano. Gano's done. Let's say you're in Wake Up Now, okay, which is a company where you uh, take vacations, you save money, and you know one of those type cashback deals, right? Sort of. Now, if you Wake Up Now and you have the blog, you're naturally going to be promoting to your Wake Up Now prospects, people who are basically looking up for that keyword. But what you want to do is you want to basically go to Amazon, right? And you can hit 2014 bestsellers or top sellers. And I copy the first three words of the title. Make money faster, something like that. And what I did was I put in my title of the blog. In fact, let me show you guys real quick. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me know if you guys see this. I'm hoping this will work. Let me see. Where am I? This is the one. Let me see. Okay, let me see. Okay. You guys see my blog? Okay. Do you guys see it, right?
Yeah, we can see it. We can see it too.
Perfect. All right, perfect. Okay, guys. Now this is the Empower Network blogging platform. This is what you get when you're inside Empower Network and you're already an affiliate. Okay. Now, as you can see here, our Hangout is right on my blog, which is a great way to get things going, and my call to action, and of course my income disclaimer, which you want to do all the time if you're going to be talking about money in your Hangouts, in your meetings, and so forth. Okay, so I put the Hangout into my blog because I know people right now, and so did my partner Katrina, as I can see. So this is the blogging platform that you get once you're inside. And here's a blog from the Empower Network team. Here's another blog that I wrote this afternoon. And here's another one that I did last night. The bottom line is being consistent, guys. Blogging daily. Because when you blog daily, you will eventually get eyes on your blog once you start keywording. So with this blog right here, I'm going to definitely change the title to this video Hangout. I'm going to change the title, and I'm going to go into Amazon later, and I'm going to tweak it with what is the best-selling multi-level marketing book, in other words, or in that niche, in other words, okay? Because we're marketing, you know. So you copy, paste, you copy that title, and then you blend it in with the title that you already have building up in your mind. So let's say make money fast blogging. Now, Anthony Robbins' book is #1 in Amazon. People are they're typing it up. Now, once you get that, you become on the first page of Google. You get more eyes onto your blog, and it is powerful, guys. And that is from the 15K, which is the products down here. These are all of the products, guys. The blogging system, which is the page that I'm on. The Inner Circle, which is the audio that I highly recommend that you listen to every day. The Costa Rica Intensive, I'm not going to get into that. The 15K, I'm not going to get into it, and the master's course, I'm not going to get into it because I'm going to leave it up to you to make the decision and buy now. So that way you can start taking action and start taking your business to the next level. So this way you can become onto the leaderboards or onto the ranking boards of your company. Because the bottom line here is, guys, without a blog, and you're still doing the marketing the way it's been done for the past 40, 50 years, you're going to really get ticked off because 95% of the people, 90% of the people just don't make it. And 90, I'm even giving it because it's more than that. It's actually 98%. So the bottom line is that with the blogging platform, you can put whatever it is that you are promoting here, you can text it, you can put in audio, okay? You can put in media, meaning you can have your image embedded, you can put in your content down in here, and then you will share it with your team. Of course, always put in your income disclosure when you're talking about money or making more money, and add your team members here, and then, you know, and people who are on your list, because you want to get people into your blog. 85, 65, 70% of the people in business right now have blogs. If you go to every website on the internet, what do you see? You see the login button, you see the sign up now button, you see the get about me now button or about us, and next to that you'll see blog. Go to any site and tell me if I'm wrong. And you see that every company, not every, but most companies right now have a blog. Why? Because our blog continues to build an audience. Our blog continues to educate you. Guys, remember, you had to learn how to talk before you had to write, right? So we had to go to school to learn how to write, to become better speakers. You see what I'm saying? You had to go to school to learn how to write. But the first thing you do when you're born is you make sounds out of your mouth. You start seeing after a few weeks later, but you start trying to talk. But you notice there's nothing coming out of your mouth because you haven't been taught anything. You haven't been taught how to write yet. You haven't been taught English and so forth. So when you put in the same effort as you were being a baby, and you had to go to school, to kindergarten and up, and learn the syllables, learn the content, learn the how to write paragraphs, learn how to so forth. You guys know what I'm talking about. And you became a better speaker. Because if you didn't have the writing, we would all be here, blah, 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 blah. That'll be the language where we all be talking. It'll be some blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? It'll be like some Fraggle Rock or something. And that's a throwback, Fraggle Rock. Wow. My son used to like that. Okay, so now, hold on one second. Now, yeah, so like I said, this is my blog, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it at that, guys. But, guys, get yourself the blogging platform, take action, and be able to change up your way of thinking, your mindset. You know, just get ready for it. You know, guys, so let me go back to this screen here. And you guys, yeah, all right. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it at that, guys. My name is Terrence Freeman. Again, guys, hit the link below. Take action. Get your blog up. Connect with me. My number is there. All right, don't hesitate. Phone. I'm right here. Call me. And I'm going to tell you what to do next, guys. All right? I'm going to introduce to my next partner here is Eric Ruiz, who I haven't spoken to in quite a while. Glad he's on board. And looking forward to hearing what he's been doing, and looking forward to sharing the value he's going to share with you guys. All right, guys, have a good one.
Eric, before you jump on, I just really wanted to introduce you. I have something to say. I talked to this guy. First of all, me and Eric, we do not know each other. um, we're on the same team, but we did not know each other, and so implementing one of the strategies I learned in the 15K formula, I asked if I could blog on his blogging platform, and so he said yes, but he wanted to talk to me over the phone, and so we kept missing one another. But when we finally got to one another, it was 7 a.m. My alarm clock had just went off, and so we talked for about 15 minutes, and by the time we got off the phone with one another, I had to ask his age because the things that came out of this young man's mouth, they were so powerful. It gave so much value. And like really, it just completely changed my mind about this entire business. So when I was done talking to him, I'm like, oh my goodness, this kid is like gold. So I hope I didn't pump you up too much, Eric, but Ruiz, it's all yours, and thank you for getting on.
Can you hear me?
We can't really hear you.
Can you hear me?
Nope, you gotta turn your mic up some more.
Okay. There. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can
Uh,
hear you.
yeah, but you're very faint.
Yeah, I guess if you
I was.
speak up a little louder, that's all.
All right. Uh, I'm there now.
Okay.
You sound very faint to me, Ruiz.
Okay. Hold on. Let me try borrow my headphones. My cell phone actually went out on me. It's actually on low battery, so I have to advise here. And then well, let's just get. Let me. Okay. Um, and I thank you for that introduction, Katrina. And I have not forgotten about your blog post. I have not posted it, but I will post it today. Okay. Um. Thank. Huh?
I'm
What?
just laughing. I know you haven't forgotten about me.
Thank you for that introduction. If you see me speaking a little bit close to the screen, it's because I'm trying to get into my speaker on my computer because my phone actually went out. It's charging right now. And thank you for that introduction. Uh, thank you for that introduction. And this is what it's all about. Actually, being introduced to getting in an environment with people who actually expand your way of thinking. I know I've needed it for myself personally, and it's helped me along the way. I want you to think right now. I don't know what it is that you're doing right now, but whether you're sitting right now and you're thinking about a way to actually create an income. I know we've been discussing income here, money here, but one thing I want to tell you today is that in order for you to be able to increase your income, you've got to increase your value in the marketplace. Okay, increase your value in the marketplace. Just look at where you actually work at. I don't know if you're in sales. I'm from San Antonio, Texas. Currently work at a car sales dealership, and I want to let you know one thing here. You know, the 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 more the more your skill is valuable. Like let's say you have certain skill sets that you have developed, the more you get paid in the marketplace. That's one rule. Because if you just focus on actually developing your value, the income will come, right? The income will come, increase your skill set, and you increase your value. Okay, let me give you an example. Okay, I'm fairly new to the car business, right? Fairly new. Okay, and at the beginning, I don't know if you are in car sales at all, but in the car business, there's certain steps you have to follow in how to actually when you greet a customer, how you actually interact with the customer, right? And there's certain steps that you have to follow. There's the steps to the sale, and that you have to follow. And as I remember in the very beginning when I first started out, I would get nervous because I was thinking about how can I sell this customer a vehicle, a car, right? And when you're thinking that mindset, uh, people sense that. People sense whether you care about them, whether you're trying to provide them something of value. You've got to be able to stand out, right? And as of lately, I've actually been, receiving a revelation, right? Where once you start, whether you're in sales, network marketing, whatever industry that you're in, right? Service based or sales based, right? Internet, I don't care what it is. You've got to act as a consultant, right? When you go into the doctor's office, he immediately, you're sick or let's say you come in and something is wrong with you, right? He's gonna ask you what type of, um, what exact, how long have you been feeling, sick, right? Are you having, do you have any pain, right? And where do you have your pain? He's going to act as a consultant because once you act in that manner, things begin to flow easily, right? People are in the marketplace, and I'm gonna keep it very simple because I believe keeping it very simple, always goes a long way, right? The simpler the message, the easier it is for somebody to be able to do it, and that's what I want you to do. I want you to understand this, in I want to keep the message very simple, okay? So when the doctor is actually asking you questions, he's trying to understand your pain points. He's trying to understand how can he actually, um, how can he cure you? How can he, if you have a broken arm, he's gonna tell you, okay, he's gonna look at it. Um, how is it that, how long has it been hurting, and how long has it, have you been going through this pain, right? And therefore he's able to, act based on the questions he asks you. He's able to have a solution for you. He's able to solve a problem for you. And then I kid you not, as of yesterday and today, okay, yesterday I remember it was already 7 o'clock. I still had not actually helped out a person get into a vehicle, right? And the reason why I changed the wording, the way I say things is because of this year. Because if you focus, okay, I have not made a sale yet. What does that mean? That means that you're you're just looking for what the next sale, right? And if you treat people like, if they're just a sale for you, people can sense it. So this gentleman stepped in the door, right? I was able to help him out. I asked him, what type of vehicle are you looking for, right? Where is it that you want to be in payments, right? And based on the vehicle that he wanted, I was able to actually assist him, get the vehicle that he, it was for his mother actually, that his mother wanted, right? And we had to do some negotiating. And today as well, this lady comes in. I asked her, what type of vehicle are you looking for? How many children do you have, right? And then I asked her, and more or less how long, how is your credit? How can I wanted to see how can I help this person who she and this is what she told me. All I need is a vehicle. I need something reliable. Okay. I want something where my payments could be such and such, right? And I told her, if I can get you something that's reliable, but it might be just a little bit more, is that okay with you? Right? And therefore, this I was able to do that because what once you increase your skill sets, right? You're not just another salesman. You're not just another network marketer. You're not just another online marketer. That's where you've got to be able to separate yourself. Yeah, and it took me some time to really grasp this concept. Don't worry about the money, right? We're, Focus on the skill set first, right? Because if you focus just on the money, money, sure, we're all here to what to produce an income. Focus first on the value, the skill set. Once the skill set and the value is there, right? It's what the skill set, value, and I know sometimes the word value is it used very loosely, but what is value, right? What does that mean to me? And what does that mean? It means what? Teaching somebody something, right? That they don't know. Whether that's all it is. For example, if I have now that I'm teaching you what value is, right? Maybe you didn't understand that. What is value, right? I'm teaching what value is. If I have a if I discover how to do something, I'll actually say, okay, I'll create a video or I'll create a blog post communicating, what I actually learned, right? Because more or less, if I had that same issue, I know somebody else had that issue. All that what you want to be able to do is, like I said, separate yourself as a consultant, right? Separate yourself as a what? Someone who's how can I help you, right? And then the income will come, right? Because what? The doctor's office is always full. The hospitals are always full because what? People are in pain and they want to be cared. Same goes as to what you're doing. Whether it's, I don't know if you're doing network marketing or home-based business industry or the online marketing. If you're able to come from that standpoint, people will sense it, and the right people will actually receive that message. I can say a lot of things, but but the most important thing is what, hanging around and with an environment where you can actually um, be mentored, right? Because a lot of the times you're gonna have to be around people who have that, who have that burning desire until you catch on fire, right? Because maybe maybe right now you might be in fear, right? But once you have that breakthrough, and I've had it as of recent, right? I had it as of recent. It took me to a whole nother level when I realized, I said, okay, income will never be an issue as long as I can always solve, as long as I can focus on the skill set, as long as I can focus on helping my ideal customer client out, then income will never be an issue, right? That's what separates the people who go from becoming an amateur and becoming a professional. Okay, an amateur, focuses on themselves. They maybe, and I've been there before as well. We start somewhere, right? Where you're just thinking about yourself. You're just thinking about, okay, I need the money, or I need this here. Jim Rome said it best. He says, you're gonna get paid. You're gonna get paid in proportion to what value you provide to the marketplace, right? you know so I want you to focus on the skill set, right? When that's how people like Steve Jobs were able to change the cell phone industry, the computer industry, because he saw ahead. He said, what is it that people, what do I want people to be able to do with this computer? What can I solve, right? And once you have that, once you have that inner peace, when you say, you realize you have that breakthrough. Because I had it, I actually felt it even today in the lot. When I was actually in the lot, I felt, I said, okay, everything's gonna be okay, right? Regardless about what people say about me, regardless whether I'm, I fumble when I'm, doing something. Because if it's not pushing you out of your comfort zone, if it's not putting you in a pressure zone where you're like, oh shoot, I feel like, feel like I should quit, because you're gonna get that feeling, then you're not growing, right? And literally today, I felt a peace. I said, okay, I I I- am gonna get this. And that's what I want to talk to you. That's what I want you to focus on, right? Whether you're in sales, learning the skill sets. Because true or less, yes, no, if you're a network marketer, it can actually assist you in your business. But focus on the skill sets. Because what, um, for example, and any sales company, or any sales job that you might have, you can actually learn how to market it, and learn and focus on those skill sets. Or become a consultant, and be high in demand, and help other business owners who want to be able to, whether use social media, or whether they want to be able to learn how to use paid traffic. That's the type of value that I'm talking to you today about. I'm not talking to you today about, just making a buck, or getting a sign up. Or it's much bigger than that, right? It's about providing the value, learning how to actually what, position yourself as the authority. And I'm gonna end with this here, okay? I'm gonna end with this here. Um, okay. LeBron James, right? I'm pretty sure if you're a basketball fan, even if you're not a basketball fan, you know who LeBron James is. What now he's back in Cleveland. But I remember the time when he was heading to Cleveland. He he said he had a decision to make. He said, okay, I can stay in Cleveland here, or I can go to Miami. His end goal in mind was what I want to actually have win a championship, right? That was his he had the end in mind very clear. I want a championship, and he realized, okay, I'm gonna have to move. I'm gonna have to. I need a team who's gonna be able to support me, or I need the right tools, right? And I remember this time when he actually went on TV, right? And he says, "Okay, I've decided to take my talents." If you saw his announcement, he says, "I've decided to take my talents to South Beach," and there were people who were angry at him because of the way he did it, right? But I want you to focus on one thing, okay? One thing. Forget about whether you're a LeBron hater, whether you're a fan of him. Forget about that, right? I want you to focus on one thing. He said, "I'm taking my talents to South Beach." Okay, and they put who LeBron, Dwayne Wade was around him, Chris Bosh was around him, but the most important thing, he was actually able to say that, do that because what his skill set was very high. Why was he able to put that demand on the table? Why was he able to, why was Miami able to put that, on the table for him? Because they knew his skill set was very high. Therefore, they said, how can we attract LeBron James? How can we get him into our organization, right? Because his skill set was very high. I bet if it was some other player, he would have not been coming out on TV. He was able to understand business, brand himself, and he was able to what his skill set. He was able to what position himself to demand to make that demand, and therefore he joined Miami, won 2 championships. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm talking to you about. You being able to put yourself as the authority figure, demand the income that you deserve, and it'll come with time. But once you get to that position where you know your skill set and you know what you are worth, then you will be able to ask for the price that you feel that you deserve. And that's why I think about LeBron James, and that's what I think about. He positioned himself uh, correctly. Now he's back in Cleveland. That's besides the point. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what this is all about. Being able to position yourself.
That was very well said, Ruiz. You mentioned multiple times about value and developing a skill set. I think if there is a synopsis of this entire hangout, it's that we all want to give value to people, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you're an entrepreneur, network marketer. That's what we want to do. We want to give you value. We want to help you further your business. And so, like Nestor said, like Terrence said, go ahead and click the link that's associated with this video. We all have so much value to give you. The core products, we want to give you value. They'll give you value. So go ahead, click that link, and we will see you soon. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.
Bye, guys. See you next week.
All right, guys, have a good one. Oh man, that was good. That was good. You there?